USS Constitution's change of command ceremony, in which the ship's 70th commanding officer, Commander William A. Bullard III, will be relieved by Commander Timothy M. Cooper. In the side, boys. Commander, United States Navy, arriving. Constitution, arriving. Naval History and Heritage Command, arriving. Vice Admiral, United States Navy, arriving.
Thank you, XO. Admiral Locklear, Admiral Deloche, distinguished guests, family, friends, and friends of Constitution, thank you for joining us on this somewhat less than optimal day today. It's a momentous occasion, at least for Commander Cooper, myself, and our families, and we are honored to be sharing it with you. I wish to start by thanking Admiral Locklear for honoring us with your presence today, and thank you for your kind words, very kind indeed. Thank you for the outstanding support that your staff has provided over the years. As I said before, I have never wanted for anything, and I deeply thank you for that. This is an interesting conclusion, if you will, to a story that began about 8 years ago. My wife and I were vacationing in Ogunquit, Maine. We were between duty stations in the Middle East and spending a little time decompressing here in New England. And we were marveling at the beauty of the area. And Sarah asked, how could we possibly get stationed in this area in the future? I told her there was always pre-commissioning duty in Bath, Maine, but of course that's always, a little bit scant coming around. There are always more ships in commission than coming into commission, and that may or may not happen. So chances were slim. Then I thought for a second and I said, either that or captain of USS Constitution in Boston, and that is going to happen. Famous last words. As luck would have it, both what-ifs came to pass, and I'm standing here today having spent the last 2 years of my career in the most unique, exciting, and fulfilling job that I have ever had, honoring and preserving the legacy of USS Constitution, Old Ironsides, the greatest ship that has ever sailed. In his famous toast, Commodore Bainbridge said, "To have commanded Constitution is a signal honor. To have been one of her crew, in no matter how humble of capacity, is an equal one." I think this statement, along with the rest of the quote, which is on the back of your programs, captured the feeling more coherently than anything I could conceive or put into words. I have always been at a loss of words to describe how it feels to be ship's company on board USS Constitution. I've always viewed her as the anchor of our great Navy's heritage. She is, in my eyes, the origin of the United States Navy. Every sailor today, whether they sail on or under the water, whether they dive in the water, whether they fly over it, whether they go into orbit, whether they build bases in the Middle East, every single one of them, no matter what they do today, they trace the origin of their profession to that ship and to those decks. Which brings me to the main reason that this job has been the greatest job I've ever had. And it's the sailors that it has been my privilege to command. They come from almost every community. Parachute riggers and postal clerks, mass communication specialists, bosun mates, Seabees, cryptologic technicians, many, many more. And the majority of them come straight out of recruit training for 2 years. They are, without a doubt, the finest sailors I have ever seen, I have ever met, and I have ever worked with. They are the finest. They have different ratings and different jobs, but they come here for one reason. It's because they want to be a part of this ship. I've always been in awe of your love for Old Ironsides, of your desire to delve deeper and learn more about our history, and your passion for sharing this history with the people of the world. We've seen more than 1 million visitors during my time in command, and she'll see many, many more after I leave today. And it's these very sailors that are here today that make them understand why Constitution is here, why a Navy is so important, and why we must never forget that we are a maritime nation. And they do an amazing job. One of the most enjoyable parts of this job are reading the comment cards that visitors fill out after they've had a tour. So often they mention the sailors by name. They gush over the professionalism they demonstrate. They marvel at their knowledge. You know, sometimes in the summer, in the heat of summer, you wouldn't believe it right now, people wait an hour or more in the sun to go on board this ship. When I received orders to Constitution, I was asked if I was ready to be a rock star. I wasn't then, and I'm not a rock star now. But a sailor who can give somebody such a great tour that they forget that they just spent an hour standing in the Boston heat to get aboard a ship and make them love it. Now that is a rock star. And I got 70 of them working for me right now. And Tim, you've got 70 who are coming to work for you. For every rock star, there has to be a group of people, I guess you would say, behind the scenes that keep them in the limelight. I really didn't think I'd be talking about rock stars and rock and roll. Constitution, change of command. But for our partners, and we really are truly partners